Hello there and welcome back to Satisfactory. Yes, we're back on Satisfactory once again. Going to be continuing a single player playthrough on 1.1. But first, it is Monday, so hopefully y'all had yourselves a great weekend this weekend, as well as I'd like to thank and welcome all of the new subscribers that we had gained over the last week and over the weekend. You guys are awesome. And also thank you to the people that have stuck with me thus far. You guys are also awesome. The channel has grown just a huge amount over these last couple of weeks, and it has been amazing. It's all thanks to you guys, you know, hitting that like button, subscribe button, you know, comments, all the positive comments and feedback and stuff like that is really much appreciated. It really pushes our content out there on YouTube. So, you know, as well as I will keep it up, you guys keep it up as well, because it has been great. Yeah, so a couple of changes here. As you may hear, actually, from the audio, we have a brand new mic. I did say we were going to be announcing something on Friday, and here we are, brand new mic. This mic is it's not quite studio quality. Obviously, it doesn't cost hundreds and hundreds of dollars. This is still a pretty cheap version of a professional setup as well. So we'll be tweaking it over the next couple of weeks. So you guys let me know how it sounds and whatnot. So been playing with it all day today because it finally arrived yesterday, and I finally got around to setting it up today. So really awesome there. So if you weren't here last time or last week, we had gotten started on our fuel plant. We got the platform down. That's about all we got done. We also unlocked rocket fuel and ionized fuel. So we're ready to go, baby. We're ready to go today. Let's get her done. So that is going to be the plan, is to continue to work on the rocket fuel factory, or rocket fuel, the power plant, the fuel plant. And then from there, then we'll work on the power plant after that. It's going to take us all week, I'm sure. But yeah, like I said, that is that. So let's go ahead and get on into it. Let's go. Alrighty, and here we are. So what do you guys think about the new mic? I'm enjoying it. It sounds fantastic so far. And I've did minimal setup as well. It was super easy to set up. I set it up like, I was thinking it was going to take me a couple hours, but I only spent about maybe an hour setting it all up, getting it completed and whatnot. Also, the ionized fuel, freaking amazing. I am going to have to get used to this mic placement though, because the way this mic is the mic is on the end of the mic rather than on the side. Although it doesn't really matter. It's in front of my face, so I have to. I'm gonna have to get used to it being right there, you know. And it is one of those mics you do have to kind of be up on it as well. So, and it sounds pretty good. Like I said, it sounds really, really good. I think I got it dialed in pretty well for the very beginning portion of this. So we're going to be trying this out and whatnot. So yeah, should be fun. There's also it come with a little tiny soundboard. It looks like a toy, but it actually does a pretty good job. And I've got the XLR cable for this particular mic as well, because I heard the XLR cable sounds really, really good versus the USB-C thing, just using that. So yeah, let's go ahead and hop on a train, shall we? I don't think there's going to be any trains that are going where we want to go. Gonna hop on a train. I know we already took this tour during the intro, but we're gonna go ahead and do it anyway. Let's set it up for the fuel plant export. That'll get us the closest. All right, let's get going. So yeah, I'm actually quite happy with this. Quite an exciting new change. So just to kind of give you a context of how we got this mic. I've been saving up for over a year for a brand new mic, because the mic on my headset was always it was for gaming. It's not really for streaming or recording or anything like that, and just always needed a new mic. Well, that mic ended up crapping out on me, and then a good friend of mine, Dragon, got me another headset with a mic on it as well. And that one, obviously the mic quality is okay. It was okay. It actually sounded a little bit better than mine, of course, and whatnot. But yeah, after that, like I said, I've been saving up for over a year, and I was literally weeks out from being able to purchase this mic. It had been on my Amazon wish list for, like I said, over a year, and it was on sale again, and I decided. So it's a huge combo. You got the mic, you got the boom arm combo, and then you've got the little soundboard that's got a bunch of buttons on it. It's all RGB, but I got the RGB turned off because I think that's distracting, of course. And then you get the XLR cable, and it does come with a headset, but that headset's only for the feedback, so you can actually hear yourself. I actually didn't end up using it. It just came with the whole thing, so all in one big bundle, basically. Yeah, just bought it off of Amazon. So yeah, I mean, already I can tell, like, just by messing with this mic and doing some test recordings and stuff, I can already tell you that this mic is 100 times better than what I currently had. And yeah, it's got some it's got some sliders, it's got some knobs, it's got some buttons. It's actually pretty cool. I'm actually quite excited for it. So yeah, and like I said, I'll have to get used to the boom arm and the mic being in front of my face. it's definitely one of those I'm not used to yet. We'll see, but I'm still using the I guess we can turn off self-driving here. Just get stopped here. But yeah, so pretty good. Next step is to get, well, I got a few next steps as well, and I kind of probably going to have to choose, but next step is to start waiting and saving up for a secondary screen. That is one of the things I want, because I'm, if you guys don't know, just to kind of give you a little bit of context, as we're flying over to where we're going to start building here. And this is kind of all a big explanation. I know I'm talking a lot for this particular one, but yeah, it's one of those things. It just kind of had to explain all the new stuff. There's our oil train. Freaking insane 10-car oil train. But yeah, so the monitor that I currently have is a, let's see, I bought it back in 2012, I think. Is a 32-inch LED, not LCD, but LED Vizio flat screen television. It's still going strong after our over 10 years of ownership. I mean, this thing is, it's around, I'd say probably 14 years old if I had to guess, because I don't remember the exact date I bought it, obviously, but I bought it online and had it shipped to me, and because my old LCD screen fell over, and there happened to be a thing on the desk that it fell over on and put a big old crack in it, so I was kind of sad. But yeah, this one's an LED TV, and it's probably the reason it's lasted so long. But yeah, that's the current monitor that I've used, and I've used it for the past 12 years, still going strong. Very, very nice. But I want a second monitor so that I can basically set up a window, so that I can actually, now that I've got a mic, the next step is basically the second screen, and then maybe I can actually start streaming then. I know you don't really necessarily need a secondary monitor to do streaming, but I'd like to be able to keep track of of chat and stuff like that. I don't want to have to use my phone or whatever to be able to stream like that. And then after that, it'll probably be after I get that secondary screen, either that, or we have to go with we're gonna have to get a slightly better CPU. I've got an i7 4790K, and playing games, it's just fine. But when I have to record and play a game that's very CPU demanding, like Satisfactory, the FPS definitely does drop. Like most games that are CPU heavy, they're sitting fine and pretty at 60 FPS, and then as soon as I hit that record button to start recording, it immediately drops down to from 60 down to 40 or 30, or heck, even lower in some games. And it's just like, and I look at my CPU usage and it's completely maxed out. It's like, okay, yeah. That definitely needs a change right there. And I think if I'm going to start streaming, that's probably better to get a new one. Now, the motherboard that I have in my computer is very old. It is over 10 years old. It's like, I think it actually got stopped manufacturing, I think somewhere in 2016, 2017. I bought it in 2013. Is when I bought this PC. The motherboard's the only thing that I haven't changed out, and that one can support up to an like a lower end i9, so maybe That'll help because I can't. There's no way I can afford a brand new PC at the moment. So anyway, let's go ahead and get on to it, shall we? Yeah, we'll see how this goes as I adjust mic positions and whatnot. Okay. So basically this was supposed to be a fuel plant. I think we need to start with the train stations, which are going to be down here basically. But yeah, we're going to have, you know what I think? I think I'm going to have the trains do a full loop after they exit the train station, do a full loop, a full lap, and then come back down here. I know I wanted to say I had, you know, I wanted to have two, one input, one output along this bridge, but I think I want to have two inputs and outputs as well. And I think what I'll do is I'll have the inputs start here. So, or maybe they'll start up here. We'll have like a T-junction. I don't want to put it down there because there's already a T-junction. I think it's roughly there. And it goes up to that mine up there. Yeah, see, there it is. We definitely want to have the T-junction roughly around here-ish. So it's pretty far away from everything else. Because if you get too many intersections in one small location, like we have in the starter area, that I still have yet to tear down. I mean, I'm still building those factories that are temporary. My temp area, definitely. Yeah, it's not great. But yeah, I think I want to swap out this bridge right here with the other bridge. The thing I definitely need to do is I need to go through here and I just need to cut out all of these bridges and replace them with the better style. I like the overarch bridge. It's just too small to really do anything a whole lot of. So I think we'll get started here, get started with our blueprints and whatnot. I know we wasted so much time already explaining all that. Yeah, I just, like I said, I really love the way this mic sounds. And it's got a shock mount, which I hear it's like it's like necessary. You have to have a shock mount for your microphone because any kind of vibrations and stuff is going to reverberate through the mic. So having that shock mount to absorb all those vibrations and stuff is very useful. And the boom arm is definitely the very, very small, very, very cheap boom arm. Like this thing costs like, I don't know, I think it costs by itself only like $40 or something like that. But like I said, I've been saving this up for a year, so, you know, and I'm pretty happy with it so far. Far from a professional setup, I'll tell you that. But because if you want a full professional setup, is it this one? No. If you want a full professional setup, you're going to be spending $500-600 at the very least. That's going to be the low end, $500-600. I mean, $200-300 for the boom arm, and then another $500 or maybe another $500 for the mic, and then you know the professional soundboard, maybe another $200 there. You know, just kind of guessing at this point, but yeah, the one I got only costed for all of this. That came with one big bundle with everything that I needed. It was $163 altogether. So yeah, not bad. The mic obviously costed the most. It actually is not bad, by a company called Mano. Not really sure. Not sure how to pronounce that, but yeah, just a cheap version. Okay. So let's see if we can find this bridge. I don't remember which truss bridge. Truss bridge A? Okay, that's that style. Truss bridge small. There's also this style. Yeah, I think what I'm gonna do is I'm going to tear out. Let's tear out this one, and then we'll have the intersection here, roughly. I think roughly, yeah. This almost lines up with it. We'll tear out these two bridges, and then we'll go with a bigger bridge that has a T-junction in it. That should be pretty easy because these blueprints are saved. Oh, let me swap over. Well, yeah, let me swap over to the hoverback. Although I do love the ionized fuel. It is amazing. Like it's like rocket fuel, but you get a little bit more boost and the fuel lasts like almost twice as long, almost twice longer. You know, it's pretty crazy. I love it. I love the ionized fuel. It is beautiful. Oh, okay. So we can't remove the tracks because if we do that, we're going to cut off power. Actually, would we cut off power? No, I don't think we would because it's connected via the other link that goes up to the water collection facility. That's right. All right. I also did clean my inventory before I got started here. Okay. Yeah, let's swap over. And I know that you can hit the 1 key. If you actually hit the 1 key on this, you'd actually swap them back and forth. However, I have heard, I don't know if they fixed this bug yet, but I have heard that doing that sometimes will actually end up losing either the hover pack or the jetpack. You can end up, the game will straight up delete it for no reason. So I just swap them that way. There we go. So yeah, we're going to remove these 2 bridges right here. And that support right there, because we don't need it. And our blueprints, we're going to go Truss Bridge End 2. I think this is the one we want. And we'll just hot swap these bridges around. Since you can't do that in real life, just hot swap the bridge, make it look better. You know, just into a better bridge. That'd be amazing. Okay, hopefully this fits. If not, we'll have to do some modifications. This bridge middle. Oop, I had it on blueprint mode. There we go. And since we're on 1.1, now that 1.1 is fully released, we can all nudge as far as we want, and we can nudge up and down as well, which is pretty nice. Okay, so if I was to put this here, yeah, well, actually, that's not bad. That's actually not that bad. I can easily fix that. Yeah, I can easily fix that. All right, perfect. Let that build. And what we're going to do is we're going to remove this. And we're going to remove these pieces because we don't need those. Like I said, very easily fixable. Then we're going to take these. Yep, that is the correct angle. I need vertical. And we want 2 meter. And that one is backwards. Of course it is. Why wouldn't it be? I didn't have him zooped. Should have had him zooped. That's fine. Let's default that one. Default that one. Okay, perfect. There, there, and there. Okay, now we just got to fix the top end and then we're good. Hopefully you guys can't hear my air conditioner or the wind or anything. It's very hot today, so I got a lot of wind going on. But this mic has a big old like pop filter completely surrounding the mic, which is very, very nice. I don't have an actual pop filter attached to it. That didn't come in the bundle, unfortunately. Okay. Default that down to there. Default it across. Back down. I don't know why I built it on the other side. I'm getting ready to delete all that. Okay. So now I basically just got to take a huge chunk out of this bridge wherever we want, take a huge chunk out of it, and then put in a basically put in a T-junction railing. So let's go ahead and get that done. Alrighty, so I think we finally got that all worked out. So I went ahead and got my intersection in place here. This is how I'm going to run it. So I've got a T-crossing in here with our newer bridge. Still not super happy with it, but this is better than the some of the other junctions I have. Easier to build too. But yeah, we got the junction in place. It looks a little bit wonky, but that's the way it is. It looks okay. But I got my junction set up here, and then it goes up here and it goes down this way. We have a little bit of an S-bend here just to get it back over out of the way so you have as much space in the center of this as possible. And then goes down underground, basically under here, and then it pops out right here. And then this is where the train stations are going to be. So, the one train station I am worried about is trying to figure out how we're going to fit it, because we need a 10-car train station at either this end or that end or whatever, wherever we can fit it. But we need a 10-car train station that is going to carry all of our fuel, basically. So all of our fuel is going to be brought out to our power facility. So that is definitely something I would want to have done. Okay, so 10-car train station, that's 10 cars plus the 2 engines, because you need the 2 engines in order for the train to move when it's fully loaded. Because when it's fully loaded, if one engine has a tough time moving, so we do 2 engines. So that's basically 12 sets, 12 pieces. So that's 24 foundations in length. I think this is 24 foundations in length. I'm not really sure though. I got some power poles buried in this foundation now. I just want to make sure that this is over 24. $26. Okay, so the train station for the very long one's not going to fit here. Definitely not. Unless, I guess unless we pull the train out all the way and then go this way with it. I think that could work. The only problem I have with it is the fuel has to go all the way down here for it to even work. The other thing that we can do is have a side train station going this way. That could also work there too. Yeah, because putting this train station, we're putting down all the train stations we're going to need as well. So all the train stations coming in and leaving are going to be 5-car, except for the one fuel train that's going to be supplying our power station, which is going to be the ionized fuel. Because then we won't have to make very much ionized fuel in order to produce hundreds of thousands of megawatts is my goal. That is definitely my goal there. My voice is starting to break already. Coming off of a long weekend. Very exhausting weekend. Let's see. I think I'm going to put the train station at the end, or I'm going to attempt to anyway. So it's 26. Okay, so if it's 26 foundations long, oh, of course, that's why it's 26 foundations long and not 30, because over there, because we couldn't go all the way to 30 on that side because there's a cliff face right there. I forgot about that. It's okay, we'll fit it in as best we can. So if it's 26, 25, 20, so that's one foundation on either side. So I'm going to put the foundation all the way at the edge here. Like I said, down here is going to be pretty much all the train stations and all the storage, essentially. We might even need to build the platform bigger out that way in order to make more room for factories. But I'm hoping that we have enough here. Oh, crap, yeah. I'm going to end up running in this cliffside if I try to put the train station all the way down at this end. Ah! Balls. That's not good. That is not good because... Yeah, that's it, because it's not good. It's not good at all. Oof. We could have a fuel train going lengthwise this way, but that also blocks off a lot of the train stations trying to go this way. Unless we make the platform down here bigger on this side, we make it longer and then just have the rail at the end, just have it do a little turn, go all the way next to the bridge and then come back out. It'll be offset to 30. Yeah, how many foundations are we missing here? Because we need to get that figured out. Two, three. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, it was 4. Okay. So if we pull the 4 foundations out this way, at the very least, we can at least get it set up. Because some of this is going to be storage anyway, so we're okay with the room. We do need to remove... I might even go further than that, you know? If we go further than that, we can make it really wide. Oh, crap. We're gonna end up running into this hillside, aren't we? Yep. Sure enough. If it was 1 foundation higher... Look at that. If it was 1 foundation higher, it would have been perfect. I don't want to have to reset all that, but I'm going to have to reset all that, aren't I? I want to lift up this whole platform by 1 foundation. Yeah, if we lift up this whole foundation, or this whole thing by 1 foundation, that does mess up the walls, though. We could go 4 foundations. Or, sorry, a 4-meter foundation. If we go a 4-meter foundation, then it doesn't mess up the walls, like if we go up to this high. Put this back over to concrete. If we put it up this high instead, it is a little high, but it does get us up and over any other obstacles that we might run into. Yeah, because like I say, putting it up the 1 foundation is going to ruin our whole wall lineup. But if we put it up this high, then it's not a problem. It's definitely not a problem there. Okay. I kind of like having this dip, but also doing that's also going to reduce this ramp as well by 2 pieces. So then we'll go 2 pieces further out this way, and then there'll be less... or there'll be more room for the ramp. What I could do as well is I could push the ramp backwards and then have it start turning on the inside there and then turn it over this way, and then we get a little bit more room as well that way. That is something to think about, but yeah, definitely going to have to get this figured out because it's going to be interesting. You know what I could do? Instead of just doing that, I could have the train that's doing fuel, have it along this edge that we're getting ready to put down. I guess then I don't have to adjust anything, right? Because I don't really need, in that case, I don't really need that to be all the way over there. We can just like cut the corner for foundations. That's also a thought too. Yeah, and then I don't really need to cut the foundation. we just put an intersection here. Because this thing's like 25. No, this is only 25 long, isn't it? So if I wanted to put the train station this way, I definitely have to make it longer. That's crazy. A freaking 10-car train requires a 24 foundation. Yeah, we have 25 foundations this way. We can't really go this way much further. Actually, we do have a bit of room. We can make it go much further than that. If we bring this out, then we can have, let's say, yeah, we have our big 10-car train station along this edge. We bring out the foundations just like we planned to. Have it longer, bring it up to as many foundations realistically as we can fit within that space. Yeah, I think that would be the better option. And we just have on this side, we just have one big train station doing fuel, or one big train doing fuel, because we can't put it on that side. We can't go any further that way, the way that is set up. So we just split right here into a train station. So the main train line continues on, and then we'll have a space for like going underneath the trains for pipes and stuff, or going over the trains if we want. It doesn't really matter which one. I don't really care, but have like a space, and then there'll be train stations from that edge coming all the way down this way, so they'll all be facing towards the southeast, or mostly towards the south. So all those trains will be facing towards the south end, to then get onto that rail line on the other end of it. And we can, if we make this wider, it might even give us a chance to, if we make it even wider, we'll then what we plan to right there, that'll also give us a chance to have two sets of trains. So you have like one train and then a train right next to it dropping off materials, and you just keep doing that. And then we could do the package trains and stuff like that. Like I say, the trains are definitely going to take up most of this space, and then the rest of it will be storage. And then up here is going to be production. But yeah, I'm thinking we might have to even expand out this way quite a bit with our foundations. Expand out this way till you just about hit that bridge and then go straight across. Then we can have all of our we could have all of our facilities up there, and then the train line can just go around and come back this way. And then we just have a huge, even bigger space. Yeah, the trains are going to take up a lot of room, but they're going to be pretty much side by side. So we're going to have this massive rail yard down here. Was kind of my plan. It's all going to be outside, like I said, as well. So now to decide, do we still go up like we plan to? I mean, that will reduce the amount of slope we have to have, as well as we can go all the way this way and not have to worry about grass or cutting corners or anything like that. And we'll go almost all the way to the rail line, just about touching it, essentially. And maybe we'll bring this rail line in this whole foundation. We'll bring it out as well. Bring this out even further, give us even more room. And what we can do is we can cut off that back edge. Maybe. I don't know, something like that. We'll see what happens. Let's see what we can do. But yeah, we're definitely going to need more room than this. So yeah, let me work on this real quick, and then we'll start getting some train stations put into place so we can start planning stuff out. Just going to be the train planning stage today, I think. Alrighty then. So now that I've got the entire platform all placed down where I want it, I did pull it out quite a bit over here, about 6 spaces, which got us up to 30. And then we've also got, so basically this entire platform is roughly around 30 by 60, depending on which level you're on, because we got 2 levels here. So now the train line comes up here and then it goes this way and then down. The reason I didn't make it go this way because I thought that was, you know, kind of pointless to make it to make it snake around there. But I figured we could probably put something here, maybe like an office building or something, you know, something that's more like administration, I guess. Because this right here is sort of the entrance area, if you will. So I think that's working out pretty good there. And then, yeah, we just run it along the edge, just like this. Stupid phlegm. You know what really sucks with this mic, though? I'll tell you, is the mute button. The mute button is on the switchboard here, or the stream deck, I guess, whatever you want to call it. It's on the deck there, but when I push the button, the mic doesn't mute right away. It takes about a second or so to mute. Yeah, if there was a sneeze coming on that I needed to mute really quickly, it wouldn't happen. It'd be hilarious though. You'd hear like the half part of the sneeze, and you just hear the and then silence. Anyway. So yeah, we got to figure out where we're going to put these train stations. So I tried putting the train station along here. Unfortunately, that is not going to work. There's just not enough space with this particular build. So what we did was we widened this out a little bit more. So now we should have 32 foundations along this way, which allows us to put a 10-car train plus the corners. And a little bit more space if we need as well. And you can see I brought it right up against this little island here. Like I said, we should have 32, except for here. So that's 27, and then 28, then 29, then 30, then 31, and yep, 32. So perfect 32 there. We have a little more space on this side as well with this particular build. I was also thinking about moving this particular spot, moving it over here, because we can obviously do that. Just bring it right over the top. And we will have to move this over. Just trying to think here. It would probably be the best this way. Give us even more space, because if it's 32, 33, 34, that'd be 36. 36 foundations wouldn't be too bad. The only thing I have a problem with is just we're kind of halfway cutting off the... What happened here? We're just kind of halfway cutting off that waterfall. So it's just like, I didn't really want to bring it over here, so maybe we won't. At least not for right there. Alrighty, so now, good news. We've got everything planned out. I don't think there's really any bad news other than the biofuel plant's probably it's probably going to not run most of the time, only when I put wood and leaves in the system, or I put biomass, or... I don't know if I want to do a recycling plant here, or if I want to make a permanent recycling plant, and then using a train transport over the biomass, over here to the biofuel, or over here to the stuff to make biofuel. Like we take the wood and our leaves and we turn it into biomass, and then we take that biomass, turn it into biofuel through the recycling plant, and then we take that biofuel, put it on a train, and then send it over here. I think that might be the best way of doing it. We're going to have some alternate factories. It depends on how much room we have, I think, as well, like whether I decide to do that here or not, which I don't think I will, but we'll see. So that's our biofuel. We do have a very interesting loop coming up as well, which is very, very nice. I think it will work out quite nicely. So we're going to be using the alternate fuel. It's called... I don't remember what it's called. It uses heavy oil instead to make fuel, but it's the alternate recipe. It's the residual fuel. That's it. So we're going to be using residual fuel. I know there's better ones out there. There's this one, which uses heavy oil and water. And we could also do that as well, but we really don't need that much fuel, to be honest. I guess it depends on how much fuel we want, how much rocket fuel we want to make. Because we're not going to be using rocket fuel either. Although we're probably going to need a decent amount for the ionized fuel. So maybe that's something we'll think about. Where's water? There's water. I'm going to put this up as potential. Let's see. Let's do that. Do it this way. I just wanted to put all the signs together. Okay. That. Let's copy the water. Well, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a question mark on this one because it could go either way. So water? Yeah, it depends on how much fuel we need to make this process work. So then we're going to be using the turbo fuel. So turbo fuel doesn't actually use the fuel unless you do, I think it's unless you do the turbo, the turbo blend fuel. A normal turbo fuel uses compact to coal and uses our fuel. See, that's also something, but it also makes way less. Like, look at this one. The turbo heavy fuel makes way more per minute. Although I guess I don't really need the rocket fuel, do I? Or, sorry, turbo fuel. I don't need the turbo fuel really for anything. Hold on. Let's open up there. Let's see what is this used in. Rocket fuel, that's it. For the regular rocket fuel, but I'm not using that rocket fuel recipe. Yeah, I'm not using that one. I'm using a different one. I don't know. Maybe we just skip that for now because we don't need to make turbo fuel, so we don't need to make a whole heck of a lot of it. We just need to make enough to package it and put it into storage essentially. Because we need, like I said, we're going to be making all the fuels, so we need to figure out how we're going to make this work. So the reason I went with the heavy fuel instead of the turbo blend fuel, just because we don't really need to make a whole lot of it for one. And for two, that one requires petroleum coke, which petroleum coke is derived from heavy oil, which we need heavy oil for our normal fuel and our turbo fuel as well. So we're going to be using a lot of heavy oil on this. It's just like, we'll leave the heavy oil for the regular stuff and we'll just go with compact coal. Now there's another reason I went with compact coal is because when you make rocket fuel, I think no matter which recipe you use, it has a byproduct of compacted coal. So this rocket fuel is going to be using an alternate called the nitro rocket fuel, which uses fuel, nitrogen gas, sulfur, and coal. So we bring all of those together to make the rocket fuel, and then to get the byproduct of compacted coal. Well, the other cool thing is when we do ionized fuel, we also get a byproduct of compacted coal. So let's take all this compacted coal, instead of just sinking it and throwing it away or putting it on a train and throwing it away, why don't we put it into our turbo fuel? And we use heavy oil and turbo fuel. It doesn't really make a whole lot, but like I said, we don't really need a whole lot in the first place. So I think that would be a good way to do that. And the reason I'm using an alternate for fuel, as well as we use the heavy oil, but I do need polymer resin being put into onto a train, basically, for other stuff. So I'm actually going to use crude oil to make the polymer resin as well. So yeah, that's also going to kind of cut into our reserves for our heavy oil at the same time. So yeah, all of this combined makes our big fuel plant. So we got our 5 types of fuel here. That we're going to be making. So all of that's going to have to fit with all of this. Now, unfortunately, I know we're hitting up against the end of our time limit. So I think how many train stations do we need? So we're going to say 1, 2, 3, because we're going to be bringing in heavy oil. 3, 4, 5, 6. We got 7 and 8. And then we've got 9, 10, 11, 12. Hold on. Start over. Start over. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so we got 3 there. And then 4, 5, 6, and 7. Then we got 8 and 9 because we're not bringing in another train of heavy oil, so 9 there. Then we're going 10, 11 because we're skipping fuel. So 11 or 9, 10, 11. Yep. 12, 13, 14, 15. So 15 train stations plus our heavy oil, plus our big train. Okay. So 15 train stations. So we take that 15 and divide that by 2. And all of that's going to have to fit over here. So 16 train stations altogether, because we're going to need our ionized fuel train that's going to be delivering to our power plant, wherever our power plant ends up being. But if we can produce all of that to produce power and produce all the different fuels, like I said, we're going to have packaging as well. We're going to, that does remind me, we've got to bring in, so if we've got 15 there, 16 and 17, because we're going to need to bring in packages as well as the canisters, or sorry, we're going to need to be bringing in the canisters as well as the tanks. So that's a lot of train stations. So yeah, we have the 15 on top of that. The 15 plus that one is 16, or no, it's 13 plus, I forget. However many train stations, that's a lot of train stations, and they all got to be 5 cars. So yeah, that's going to be fun to fit here. I doubt we're going to fit all that there, but we're going to try. And we need storages for a lot of stuff as well. So maybe we'll plan that all out next time. Now that we've got the basis for how big this thing is going to be, because I can't make this any bigger, realistically. I can definitely go that way further if I really need to, but I don't think we need to. I think next time, though, we can definitely get that all kind of focused in, dialed in to where we need to be building and stuff like that, and getting those train stations in. I think at the very end here, or not at the very end here, but at the very start here, maybe we'll do our ionized fuel train. I'm still not sure about the ionized fuel train, where that station is going to go. I'm still 100% unsure about that, but I do want a 10-car train, so we're going to be working that and working out all the stuff next time. But we did got a plan. We have a plan now. We know how much we're going to need, all of our train stations and stuff. But unfortunately, like I said, that is going to be it for this episode of Satisfactory as well. So again, like I said, brand new mic. Been saving it up for a year, so you guys let me know how it sounds. I think it sounds great, but you can always give me your thoughts as well. So all right. Well, like I said, that is going to be it. So I do hope you enjoyed. Oh, and before you go, I'd like to give a huge shout out and thank you to all of the investors you can see on your screen right now. Seriously, thank you. You guys are awesome. It is much appreciated. And until next time, I guess it's a goodbye.